so as usual, I'm going to scout, and the reason I'm going to show this game is because there's a really good Terran strategy when both of you guys are Terran that I think is pretty good at the beginning of the game, but it can be avoided. So I'm going to show you, or they're going to show us how they did it, and then I'm going to show you how I was able to hold it off. Now, my teammate, the Hujam, tried to go for a sneaky pylon. My SCV, I was telling him I got a kill. I got a kill before I got out of there. But anyway, so of course, you know, Protoss can proxy pretty easy. Nothing really much going on. It's just early game. I'm wondering. Yeah, the purple Terran, Stockboy, and Steven, the teal Terran, they're both building multiple barracks, just right off the bat. That's what they did well. They're getting nothing but minerals. There's no Vespian gas refiners here, no refineries over here. Just nothing but marines. Now, because they can produce 3 at a time, yeah, I saved his pylon, but this is where I see, let's see, I see a lot of marines. I saw a lot of marines, so I assumed they were going to rush with marines. So what I did was, for one, you got to make sure your factory's on the way. So I know what I need to do now, so not to waste my minerals. If you see a ton of marines like this, always scout so that you can find them. Get tanks and siege tech. One tank can save your life against a crowd of marines because it only takes 2 shots to kill off, and they clump up pretty good, as you can see how they clump up together. Now in this game, I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do at the beginning because I don't go against 2 Terrans very often. But anyway, because I had my 2 marines out there, I was able to see them coming. There's not much we can do at the start. We're gonna get murdered here, which I'm not sure why Hujam didn't tech to Colossus. He doesn't play Protoss very often, so because he set his player, oh man, his race to random. Well, speaking of Hujam, there he is right now. Anyway, so the Terran player was smart enough to take out the pylons to kill power, but Hujam's building more. So I have a siege tank with siege tech, and I want to get it in a position to where they won't easily fire on it, so that's why I'm keeping it far back, and I use my marines to try to distract. Yeah, see how half the force went away with the couple blasts that got off. Keep them pumping out. I siege right here because I saw this tank. If you have to, if they're smart enough to do that, make sure you have some SCVs to repair. I needed this tank to live. And they have a ton of reinforcements coming. Now, this is where we probably will lose the game. I mean, Hujam's not able to produce anything as pylons keep getting taken out. My tanks, I only have 1 factory, which I should have built another factory right here. I'm not sure what I was trying to micro, that's what I was doing. I needed my marines to distract to keep the fire off the tanks. And then once again, more SCVs, which I don't think they make it. No. So I use them to attack. And again, a ton of marines, and they are up to a lot of barracks. Now keep in mind, the only reason why we're able to fight this off is because these tanks, when they're in siege mode, they do splash damage. And this is the new patch, so tanks only do 35 damage to light units. But that's fine. Just two shots. If you can get more than 1 tank, then they'll one-shot a group, a small group anyway. So we were able to hold them off. and I warned my teammate to get air because I'm going to assume that because they're mineral marines here, excuse me, not minerals. Sorry, I haven't been able to play much. Because their marines failed, they're going to get banshees or maybe try to tech the like battle cruisers or something. I'm not sure. So I'm going to make sure I get a Viking, at least one. And I want to watch my back door, so I have to make sure you always have a supply depot here, because on this map, which I think this map has some modifications, because there was an expansion right here, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, once again, now these Marines are pretty weak because they got blasted by my tanks on their way in. If Hujam would attack sooner, he could have killed them off with his probes, but that's okay too. They do pick off a Stargate, and I'm getting some Hellions because Hellions really help out against Marines, especially with their speed. Oh yeah, now they're forced to retreat. Look at this tank, it's got 11 kills, this one's got 8, and I had a few more. Whenever you're blocked in like this, you're being contained, get yourself a couple of drop ships. I have STEM being researched right now. Get yourself a couple of drop ships. Maybe just one drop ship will even do it. Because when your opponent thinks that they have you contained, what you can do is take that drop ship, which will make your Marines. I suggest all Marines for a distraction. And as you see, I'm using rally points to do a drop right here. Now by the time that dropship gets there, I should already have STEM researched, which, yeah, it's completed. Now I'm also getting I'm trying to float myself an expansion out here, and now I have plenty of defense for me and my teammate. And again, I warned, because Banshees are just always something that's going to come into the battle. To always get detection. Now I did learn recently that you can drop while moving your dropship. I'd never done that, which I should have. And then if you see more Marines coming, just run away. You don't want to lose anything, especially when you're already kind of upside down in the battle. Protoss player, the Hujam, lost, I think, all of his probes but about 3. And then I lost a lot of SCVs when I was attacking and trying to repair. Now this SCV is hovering right here because I have him on auto repair. I'm going to put a tank back here to defend the back, shoot anything that comes in, bringing my dropship back. There's another gigantic crowd of Marines, which none of them have combat shield. They'll be a lot more useful with combat shield and STEM. Now this was a good way to do this strategy, but I really recommend a reactor on a couple of those. Now this is what happens when you just go pure Marine and you know there's tanks waiting on you. Yeah, this guy's got 5, 16 kills, 26 kills. This one's a commander, check that out. And those 2 SCVs I had right here, just auto repair the tank. I don't have to use any APM for that. Still have 3 tanks left. The commander doing its job well, sergeant, and another commander, so we have 2 commanders. So now, once again, they have us contained, so we think. Now we can't see outside of the fog of war here. I'm going to do another sneak attack. I really hurt Teal's income. So as you can see, that drop brought him down to 14 harvesters, so him and my teammate match. Now I don't know this in game, but this is why harassment is so important. So I know it's not full of Marines, but that's all I had left after my little attack. I do have a Viking waiting around for a Banshee, because I know the one's going to come. It's Terran versus Terran. It's either going to be a Banshee or more than likely a battle cruiser. We'll see. Now these guys, this is one of their big mistakes. This opening strategy is extremely strong versus Protoss. I don't think we would have been able to pull out of that so early if I had been like Zerg or something. Well, maybe if I was Zerg, I would have got Banelings, but because of my tanks, that really helped. What they should have done is probably tech switch to something a little stronger that could hold up against the siege fire. Marauders maybe, or got their tanks of their own. Now my drop spotted these SCVs here, so I took all those out, and I'm going to run away because I know they have reinforcements coming. Now I do have another drop over here. Now, this isn't a drop, it's I guess a squadron you can call them. So anyway, I'm going to bring them over together. Viking, so far, horrible investment. He hasn't had anything to do. I probably should send him out as a scout. That would be a good idea. Now, Stockboy and Steven, they still have Marines, and I don't know what he's trying to do right here, but I've killed so many of his Marines. He probably wants that Xel'Naga Watchtower, but then I assume there's a bigger crowd down there, but there wasn't. So I'm going to go ahead and take out this expansion. Don't want it to get off the ground. Their income is pretty weak. I still have the highest income in the game. Now, if what they should have done is, what I recommend is, if you use this strategy, it's where you go all Marines, at least expand once you contain your opponent a little earlier than what they did, because they went for the gold. And purple's got another expansion over here. Now my expansion is just now getting off the ground. Queuing up SCVs is not always a good idea, but in a multiplayer game and your opponent is down, it's kind of difficult for me right now to multitask with two opponents. Because what I'm trying to do is keep both their incomes as low as possible, and yeah, my Vikings scouted both of these expansions. And now I'm supply locked. I think what I'm going to start doing is, what you can do is, once these crystals are gone, to save on like base real estate, build your supply depots here. If you've already, because what I should have a missile turret back there, like he has cannons. See, that's a good idea. And then he's going to use his warp gate technology. Oh, look at that Viking paying for himself over here. He's got 3 kills. Still a recruit though. Corporal, not bad. And checking for this expansion to see if he's rebuilt. Yeah, this Banshees did it. He's paid for himself. I have this squad of units and another squad of units. We're slowly pushing our way out of this because they didn't expand. And excuse Stockboy's language. Anyway. That's the reason why tech switching is so important, because I know if you're just going to build Marines, all I need is more tanks. So, I mean, got enough tanks here to hold down the front, and I spread them out like this to defend as much as possible, because they were trying to run right by and into my teammates' main. So we got the back door attack going on as well as the front door. If you go against opponents like this, they're not very good at multitasking, so what you'll want to do is attack in multiple places. I'm not very good at multitasking, but I'm working on it. I'm not exactly sure why he's got so many Vikings. Yeah, so we're taking down the back door and the front. At the same time, I'm going to build some more buildings. But anyway, that's pretty much how it's done, or how to fight your way out of this. Now, if they would have tech switched a little bit, you still can be okay, as long as you don't, like, I wasn't going to continue producing pure tanks. I got a couple Vikings just in case there's a Banshee, which yeah, there is a Banshee, but yeah, my Thor cleaned that up. They were attacking the Banshees, but that was pretty much it. They did Banshee Marine, ton of barracks. This is a good opening strategy, but I don't recommend trying to stick to it, because obviously tanks will win. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry about not posting any videos lately, but I'm getting around to it. Working on the build order stuff as well. Just work and new job is kind of getting stressful with the drive, but I'm adjusting. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like my videos.